Hey, people of God, let me talk to you all about something really quick. And it is about you considering going back. Periodically, I come to you all about this type of message because there are just a few things I want you all to consider before you think about going back to any friendship, any place, or any relationship. Because sometimes people want to go back to something out of fear. They want to go back because they fear being alone, they fear starting over, and they worry about somebody new coming into the life of a person that they divorced or broke up with and getting all the things that they wanted when they were in their relationship, but they did not get it. This is why a lot of men and women, they will go back to an ex-husband or an ex-wife or an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend. Because what does a lot of women do? Now, I'm just going to come quickly from a standpoint of a woman because I'm a woman. But a lot of women, sometimes it is very difficult for us to walk away from a man that is very abusive, verbally and physically, that is a serial cheater, that is very disrespectful, amongst many other things that I don't need to get into because it's a case by case basis. But there are a lot of times where us as women, we have a difficult time walking away from a man that treats us that way, because sometimes, this is how I used to think when I was in my early mid 20s and I was married, because you worried about sometimes what a new woman will get that you desired, or that you would argue with your ex-boyfriend or your ex-husband about. Some women, you stay stuck. If you're honest, you probably are stuck right now in that bad toxic relationship because you're thinking about, well, I've been with this man for 5, 10, 20 plus years, and I'm waiting for him to take me here and marry me and do this and do that. So why would I, if I've already put in 10 to 15, 20 something years with him, why would I walk away from him now? When if I walk away from him, another woman can come along and he'll marry her 2 or 3 months from now. He'll buy her all the things that I wanted him to buy me. She's not going to benefit from something that I put the work in for. This is the mentality of a lot of women. And this is why a lot of you all, you will either stay stuck or consider going back. Then on the other hand, there are some of you, you don't want to put the work in to start a new life. You don't want to simply just trust God and say, you know what, I'm going to trust God and wait on God, and I am going to get my strength from God, and I am going to start my life over, knowing that God has something or somebody better for me. Did you all know that people stay in situations that are familiar to them? I'm sorry. They stay in situations that are familiar to them. When they know what to expect and when they know what's going on, a lot of people will stay in those situations instead of keeping moving forward, because they don't want to put the work in and do what it takes to change their life for the better. I'm telling you all today in this video message, don't ever go back to someone or to a place or to something because you're worried about somebody new filling that place and getting everything that you waited for, that you prayed for, and that you desired. Don't ever stay stuck in an abusive situation or in a toxic situation simply because you know you waited for a long time. And when things didn't pan out and work out the way you wanted it to, you feel like, well, I'm going to continue to fight. I'm going to continue to support her. I'm going to continue to support him. Nobody else is going to step into this situation because they will get all the benefits that really I deserve, because I'm the one that was loyal to him. I'm the one that was loyal to her. I'm the one that put in the work. I'm the one that waited. I'm the one that fasted. I'm the one that cried. I'm the one that prayed. I'm the one that covered for that man when I was with him. I'm the one that covered for that woman, you know, when I was with her. I'm the one that was in the trenches with those friends. So if they got an opportunity to get rich or for their business to grow, why would I dismiss them as a friend when I helped them build their business? I helped to give them ideas. Sometimes these types of thoughts will come up in your mind when it's time and you know it's time for you to leave a situation, or you know it's time for you to move on. Don't let Satan lie to you. Don't let the devil deceive you and trick you or manipulate you into sticking around with any person, place, or holding on to things that you know God is no longer a part of. There is a time to fight for friendships. There is a time and season to fight for your marriage. It's a time for that. You should always fight for your marriage. I'm not here to tell anybody to divorce their husband or their wife. You should literally always fight for your spouse. You should always fight for your marriage. Now, different things go on in marriage. This is why you and your spouse need to be connected to God. I'm not going to dig deep into that. But all I'm saying is that for everybody else, you're just dating somebody, you're friends with somebody, you're living a certain place, you got certain things going on, and you're allowing all these things to happen to you just strictly out of fear, or you're considering going back to something because the new soil you're on, it makes you uncomfortable. You don't know what to expect. It's not going the way that you thought it was going to go. Sometimes, I say it all the time, you can go through things so bad and get hit so hard to where when good things start happening for you and when your life starts to change, you feel so uncomfortable. You feel like you do not deserve it. You feel like you don't even deserve a new relationship. You feel like you don't even deserve to be loved. You feel like you don't even deserve to get destiny helpers and better friends. Because sometimes being attacked, it'll sometimes make you feel like you did something bad or you are a evil person. But it's all a trick of the enemy. Let me tell you all this before I end this message. If God did not tell you to reconcile to a friendship, to a job, or to a thing, or to a place, if God has not been dealing with you, and you know God has not been dealing with you about somebody that used to be connected to you, or a ministry that you used to be connected to, or a connection and interaction you had with somebody, if God has not been dealing with you, you better get into the face of God and you better think twice before you go back to it. Because see, the reality is this. Sometimes there will be a separation between friends, between family members, even between places that you've set your feet. But then when God heals certain people and he delivers certain people, and certain people grow spiritually and they learn the word of God and they get set free from strongholds that were once in their life, things begin to change. And God will bring old friends back together. God will bring an old couple back together. But in this video message, don't get this twisted, guys. You better be sure before you go back, you better make sure that that is the portion that God has for you. You better make sure that God has dealt with you. I'm not talking about you just go off a prophetic word if you receive one from somebody, or you saw a certain video and you just take another human being's voice that has mistakes and error in them and corruption. Because that's who human beings are. And our heart is deceitful. And we make mistakes. It's not intentional all the time. But a lot of you all, you're so quick to listen to a human being more than you actually listen to the voice of the living God. Don't go back to anything or anybody or any situation if you know for a fact God has not told you that, or you are not sure about it. I'm telling you all, this is not the time and the season for it. You better be praying. You better be putting some things at the feet of God, on the altar of God, and you better be running some things across the desk of God. Because see, when God sends a vessel to give a message to you, and when God is using a vessel to deliver information to you, you're not going to keep going back and forth about it and being confused about it, because it's already going to connect and confirm what God probably already dropped in your spirit. Maybe he did give you a vision. Maybe he did give you a dream. Maybe 3 or 4 different people that don't even know each other. They've never come across each other. Maybe they told you the same thing. But those 3 or 4 people don't even know each other, like I said. But they all told you the same thing. Only you know that. And so when you do hear a prophetic word or you hear a message, you say, God, I know that's you. Too many people coming telling me the same thing. The confirmation is coming, and I have the peace in my spirit. See, I'm not talking to those of you, you know what you know what you know. But those of you, you're going back and forth. You're conflicted about it. You have no peace. You can't sleep because you really don't know what it is that's going on. You better make sure before you go back that it's co-signed and it's sanctioned and it's approved by God. That's the video message. Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.